the world. That this world is real, that I am a son, that I am this body, that I am the one who cannot live without the five senses, without the mind. I have these likes, I have these dislikes, I am a seeker, I am a sannyasi, all the definitions that you can give. All these are the colors. And we forget that we are the pure, and we start considering ourselves to be what we are not, as the real. With the result that appearance is accepted as existence. This delusion about the world and its subsequent reality is affirmed by the constant repetition of this erroneous judgment. For how many years or how many lifetimes you have been practicing that this world is real and I am at the mercy of this world? Many lifetimes. And that is why satsang is so important. That every time you come to a satsang, this is just chopped off. Whether it is Bhagavatam, whether it is Vedanta, or whether it is Patanjali Yoga Sutra. Everywhere this idea is again and again, you're bombing it. You're blowing it to smithereens. Mind is screaming. Allow it to scream. You keep watching. Don't react to it. If you react to it, a memory will be created. I think this is this is out of the world explanation. I think I'll go to something which is more acceptable by my mind. Where you have got caught into this dialogue that I have to go and listen or I have to read, that is more acceptable to the mind. You have become a slave of the mind. And for the person who is a slave of the mind, there is no liberation possible. You see, it's a fine line. You have to have the courage to face whatever comes in satsang. Because all your notions are going to be cut, one after the other. And the mind will scream, the ego will scream, oh, this also is taken away. Or after many times you hear it, the mind say, yeah, I have heard that dialogue before. Again, it's again catching you into a loop. So just like before, for so many lifetimes we have been listening to, thinking about this world as real, this body as real. Now by coming to satsangs and continuous regular practice of Vivek, Vairagya, Shatka Sampatti and Mumukshutvam, these four practices, when we again and again keep remembering what we essentially are, excuse me, then slowly the tracks in the mind are changing. When you didn't think, when you were not married, you did not have any attachment to the son or the wife. When you got married, you have attachment to the wife. You can't live without her. Now the wife is not there, or the husband is not there, and the child is there. Now you get attached to the child. Without my child, the life is not possible. We keep replacing one thing with the other. Why? It's not we. The mind keeps replacing one thing with the other. Why? That's how it survives. That's how it survives. So when it keeps thinking about this camera again and again, oh, this is camera, I am recording and it is very important for my recording, and and someone says, Swamiji, this is very nice camera. Can I take it? Will I give it? First the thoughts will come, oh, but then how will I record? Then what will happen? then suddenly there will be a gap in the recording. Caught up in the drama. That does not mean that you ask me. Huh? See, the reality is already there. The consciousness, the self is already there. So all that you need to do is remove the mind. Dissolve the mind. How do you dissolve the mind? Straight away it is impossible to dissolve the mind. Some people try. They are so tamasic and they are trying to dissolve the mind. They are called the aghoris or the tantrics. They are the tamasic way of, a gross way of dissolving the mind. Then others are there who are trying to dissolve the mind by doing Ashtanga Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Japa Sadhana. These are very rajasic ways of dissolving the mind. And when you come to the inquiry as regards to what is the self, this is called the sattvic way of dissolving the mind. Does that mean can I come straight to inquiry? You come. And you do whatever is, for some people it may click. But if you are so gross oriented to suddenly come to that fine level of contemplation or inquiry, it may not be possible. You have to do some preparation. But if you don't know what preparation you did in your previous lives, we are not talking about previous lives here, but you are a product of your actions, isn't it? So what actions you have done? I don't know, you don't know. So systematically we are coming up. But that systematically is not required. You can just hold on to this thought. And then, so all we have to do is dissolve the mind. All that is accepted or denied due to the inconsistency of the mind is mere projection of the mind. All is but Brahman. When Brahman alone is the firm understanding, the mind automatically gets negated. Now the mind is no longer thinking about the world, is no longer thinking about the time-space objectivity. It is only thinking about I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. And it is not a japa. It is not a continuous repetition. It is automatically withdrawn from the world and it has become focused on its own nature.